Welcome back to Whitt Acres. Today we're going to try and finish the new duck tractor, duck brooder, bird cage thing that we were building yesterday, so we can move the ducks out of the culvert pipe brooder into a bigger setup. And whenever we do that transition, I'm going to do something exciting along with it, and that is get the ducks major and the ducks into the decorative pond. I started building this pond last year. We're not finished yet with it, but I think it would be really cool to see Major and the ducklings on the water, and I'd really like to get some video or pictures of all the ducklings lined up following Major around on the water. I don't know if it'll happen, but with the ducks being small right now, I think it's a perfect time to put them in the pond. It's about 77 degrees right now, so I have the heat lamps off. They're going crazy for the water. Huh, guys? Yeah, you already went dry. I just poured you water, and now you're already dry. So I always keep some out here for them. Yeah, I'll just keep filling it up for you. But they're getting a little bit oversized for this brooder here. Even though I move it every day, it's still pretty crowded. They get fresh ground, but their whole space area is pretty crowded. And if I'm learning anything from having Mumbles, my goose, with my other duck flock, it's that they need some space. If they get a little crowded, Mumbles the goose, or whichever goose it is, will probably get territorial and start picking on all the ducks, making sure they have their space, and then the ducks get what's left. So where we left off up here with the bird cage thing, we almost have it completely fenced in. I got the other piece of 4x4 fencing wrapped around and screwed in place, and then I went up and cannibalized a section of the pasture bubble from the ducks up at the barn, and we used this 2x2 fencing to wrap around the top and the backside. So I have the backside completely caged in right now. You can't even get through the top of the loop, so that's all wired in. I have all the wires actually curled around and holding on tight, and then I went around the bottom with some screws and washers and tied everything into the wood nice and tight. I still have to secure the rest of this half on here. All I did was that first section of fencing, so I got to get some more washers, tie this in, and then I'll be able to do these two front corners, sides of the door, and then I'll be able to build the door, put the mesh on the door, some hinges, and we'll have an operating secure little duck tractor here. So far I haven't had to buy anything for this. I'm trying to keep it pretty simple and just use things that I have around the property. However, for this door, the way I have it jammed together, instead of putting some scab wood and making it heavier and bulkier, we are going to grab some, my dad's grabbing some L brackets that we're gonna just strap on here, glue the braces, the joints together, and then strap it with the L brackets. They'll be nice and tight that way, and it'll keep it streamlined and not have a lot of bulk or heaviness to this. My dad also thrifted a hinge set for $1 this week, so I'm going to use that to swing the door. All I need to find is a handle, a mesh screen to cover the actual door itself so it's secure, and then a shade cover or a rain cover that's going to help keep them sheltered. I probably don't need too much cover from the rain once they get their full feathers, but I'm still going to have the heat lamp in there at night, and if it's going to rain, I want that to be protected so it doesn't get wet. Hey pup, how you doing? You ready to help? Yeah, you're ready to work. Let's do it. So my dad is still out getting what I need to finish the door. So I'm going to finish all the cage around the outside and make that secure. Then when he gets back, I can finish the door. I want to get the whole thing completely done and ready to take the ducks before I pull them out and try and put them in the pond. And then I can bring them from the pond and put them into a new home. And I think that'll be a nice transition into a new spot. We have so many little brown mushrooms coming up in the yard right now. Just plentiful all over. The ducks are doing a strange amount of work across the yard here with their round little duck brooder tractor. They're just matting it down in circles, and I've just been moving them around. I can't keep going that way. I got to bring them back this way because their electric is connected through the little turkey brooder mini coop we have here. This will be their last day in this little brooder. I'll probably move their spot right now, give them some fresh grass while I finish working, and then we'll be pulling them out, and the turkey will probably be going into here. The culvert pipe brooder will give them a little bit more ground than they have inside the brooder on the patio, plus we'll be able to get all the birds off the patio and give the patio a nice good cleaning so it doesn't have any bird smell for the summer, as well as giving the turkey some grass and bugs to forage for and eat here in the yard. Hot in there, isn't it? Not too bad. Reaching in, it's not too hot or it's different from out here. This itself is super hot, but the air temperature really isn't. All right, watch your toes. you go, ducklings. How you doing, peepers? You are getting big, you too, Piper. I am not sure if either one of these are a male at this point. I don't see any strutting going on with them, and they both have seemingly the same body type. I'm thinking they might both be female. I'm not sure yet though. It'll take a little bit of time before their feathering comes out and they start wanting to do their struts. But sometimes a really young turkey will start strutting and puffing out their feathers too. I have this old sign thing, so we're going to see if it fits onto here, at least enough to make some shade covers. Thing's crazy hot already. What's it like on the inside? Pretty hot in here too. If I come up on the sides. Be more of a topper. I'm sure I can figure something out with this one. It's big enough. I think this was a big cover tarp that came on a thing of materials. I don't know if it was a big stack of wood that we ordered at one point and then my dad saved it, so we're gonna reuse it today for a shade cover. I think the width of it, the way I have it now, leaves enough air gap around both sides. They'll get enough breeze in, and then I just have to wrap the back around. I don't know if I'll take the back all the way down for a little bit of protection that they can cover, like huddle up against at night, since I'm not putting the IBC tote on the back. It'd be nice to kind of leave it adjustable like a greenhouse where you could raise it up on hot days, lower it down on rainy days, but I don't know. It's so hot out here right now. I'm actually sweating, glistening like a Twilight vampire. I might actually get in the pond with the ducks today. We'll see how it goes. I have to clean the pond up a little bit before we do that. So everything compounds. There's always something to do so I can get something else done. I'm gonna fiddle around with this a little bit more, try and get the right shape and angle I want, and then hopefully my dad will be back with what I need to do the door. So I didn't really want to cut this cover in case it doesn't work perfectly, so I'm just trying it out temporarily. I folded it up so I had a nice size that I wanted to use. I was able to cover the sides and the back all the way down. You can see I just used some bungee straps to temporarily hold it in place. Today we're expecting some scattered thunderstorms, and according to the Sky and my weather app, we're going to get some here in a few minutes. So I'm going to square some things up, get my tools under roof, check on all the birds, make sure they're ready for it. It shouldn't last too long, and then we'll get back to it. All right, I got the hinges on and a handle here that we already had in the shed. So these are on and the door works. I put a little door stop. I put a little metal door stop on the inside so it doesn't close too far, that can't get pushed in. Now I just need to put a metal screen on here, and if you remember, we had a little bit of scrap 1x2 fencing left over on the bird making from the bird box. I went and grabbed it, unrolled the little bit that was left, and you'll never guess what size it is. Just about perfect, and it's gonna be perfect because I'm gonna put it on there and make it fit. Yeah, that's gonna work. And we got the threat of another thunderstorm coming through. I can hear the thunder, but our last thunderstorm was just a little sprinkle, so we should be able to work right through it. I just don't want to have the ducklings in the pond whenever it's thunderstorming. If it happens to be starting to lightning and stuff, I don't want to be racing to get them out of the pond and into their box. So we're going to try and hold off and get a nice gap between the storms before we put the ducks in the pond. Well, I got the wire mesh to fit just perfectly on the door, but I kind of locked myself shut here. So I got to take that screw off so I can get the latch open, and then the latch will shut over the wire whenever it's right. And with that, I think we have a decent little duck dwelling here. I think it's time to put them in the pond. What do you think, pup? You like it in here? Shady, not too bad. Plenty of space for you. On the inside here, we have two door stops, one here at the bottom and one here at the top, just so the door cannot be pushed in. And then at the bottom here, I added this board, and that's because the door shuts on the inside of that outside board. And puppy doesn't like being shut in away from me. Come on out. What's your butt? So when this door shuts without that board, there's a little gap in there, and I didn't want any critters reaching their hands in there. So now it shuts tight. We have the door handle, and then I have this little linch pin with the flap and an eye hook. That's my standard latch that I have. I just had a bunch of these, and I've been trying to use them all up when I need them. And this will work out perfect for this door. Hinges are on, the mesh is on, everything's tightened up, and I don't think I need that IBC tote on the back. I thought about it, and my chicken tractor and my bird box both don't have actual pens or coops for them to go in at night, so I think this will work out fine for the ducks as well. I think my ducks out there would probably prefer to sleep outside if it was safe enough, but it really isn't. But in here, it'll be safe enough for them to still sleep outside in the open air. And then I also put two eye hooks in the front here so I could attach my rope, and then I used this section of hose as a handle. So I'll be able to lift this up and move it around to fresh ground as they need it. Well, I'm happy to get that done. My dad is gonna have to help me lift it over the flowers to get it into the yard here, but that's gonna give my ducks so much more space. Hump up. Looks like the birds took most of your fur from yesterday. Major. He does the same thing. Cherry apple yard. ducklings. Don't go that way. Go that way. Follow the rest. Go, ducklings. Get cleaned up, because you're a mess, ducklings. I think they might be trying to get out, but they're starting to enjoy it. Yeah, they're not all together yet. What do you think, Major? Come on, all line up. Yeah, you're figuring it out. It's your first time swimming. Yeah. Oh, you guys found a rock to stand on? Stay out. Stay out, pup. Yeah, Major. We all figured out how to float. Yeah, now you're getting all cleaned up too, because Major got you all filthy in the tote. Yeah. Good thing there's no current, and you'll all be swept away. And just don't all start running out. Hopefully the edges are big enough. Oh yeah, they're all going under. Chance of rain coming. That is so cool. I'm happy to have these ducks in the pond. Getting a little bit of sprinkle. Oh, Pop, what are you doing?
Load them up right here. I got them all, Cody.
Yeah. Oh, give it to me. Alright, can you get around? You're last, buddy. got you. I got you. That was easy. Nice. Alright, everybody carefully get out. What are you doing under there, little fella? Got them inside. I'm going to turn their heat lamp on so they can all dry off. Oopsie. Whoops. That was only one cord. On. Now you got heat, ducklings. You're all set up in your new digs. What do you think? Your new den, your new dwelling, your new domicile? What do you think? Dungeon? Yeah, y'all got some preening to do now. All dry off, but you got a lot more space and a lot more airflow and a lot more grass. How bud? Quite the crew. Yes, puppy, you did a really good job too. Yes, you did, buddy. You didn't eat any ducks. Yeah, you tried to eat Major in the beginning, but you did well, bud. Good job. All right, that's going to be all for this one. You can see me and Echo on the next one. Thanks for watching.